Well, we are coming to the end of the FIBA break, and last night we saw the final matchup between the Boomers and the Tall Blacks going the way of the Boomers in a very close one. Again, the last game on Friday night was 5 points the difference. This one came down to a buzzer beater by Davo Hickey. We are going to break it down today, give a little bit of review on the FIBA break. I'm here with Cam Gliddon. My name is Kelsey Browne, and we're going to be breaking down the game last night. Cam, my initial thought is, how was that shot by Dave Hickey?
Oh, it's unreal. And what a moment. I kind of thought the Boomers were out of that one. 10 points down with 8 minutes to go. And then Davo Hickey with some magic at the end. That was a crazy shot.
I want to ask, you've just mentioned, do you think New Zealand looks at this one as the one that got away? They seem to be dominant and on top of the Boomers for majority of the game. They seem to control the pace. They seem to control the whole outing, to be honest, until the final shot. Is this one that got away for the Tall Blacks?
I think so. And honestly, game one as well, their capability to rebound, they're so big compared to us in that 4 and 5 position. They out-muscled us on the glass and just were able to get so many more possessions. But I think, to your point, game two, they probably thought they had it in the bag. They had it at home. They had a nice little lead. And yeah, things just happened in the game of basketball. But all credit to the Boomers for fighting, staying in the fight, because they easily could have packed up shop. But things happened in FIBA basketball, and David Hickey happened, and it was great to see.
Amazing signs for Davo Hickey when it comes to playing for the Boomers. He's had buzzer beaters in his last two outings, so that's impressive for him. Let's talk about the Tall Blacks, though, and there is one man who has been scintillating in both games. Sam Mennenga, he's dominating for the Breakers at the moment. He's really putting his hand up for most improved, even in MVP sort of contention in the Breakers realm. I know there's PJC there, but talk to me about Sam Mennenga and the games that he's putting together at the moment. I just think he's in formidable form.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like he's stepped up again from his last two seasons in the NBL. I think he's kind of figured out who he is and how he can really dominate the game. He's always been strong, athletic, and he's always had a lot to his offensive game, but just his poise, he's playing with a bit of maturity this year. He knows he's going to get the ball. He knows he's going to get his shots. He knows he can take his time with it. And it just seems like it's up to him what happens down the floor every time. He's just got that kind of poise about him now. So great to see him play two great games for the Tall Blacks. And obviously his season with the Breakers has been his best in the NBL yet.
One of my favorite things to watch on social media is when it goes into a frenzy because someone does something insane. Tell me your initial reaction to his poster dunk last night. I gasped. It was massive on my social media. I think it had almost 100 reposts. Thoughts?
Yeah, that was huge. Huge play. That's Sam Mennenga for you, coming down left hand tomahawk. But to do it on Jack White as well, a good friend of mine, but someone that really protects the rim to a high level. It was a fantastic play, and you see the little smirk after, like, did I just do that? And I think he was pretty happy with himself, as he should be.
If you want to check that out, you could go into the NBL socials to have a look at that one. Let's talk about the Boomers, though. They didn't have it all their own way, but someone who really turned it around from game one to game two was Keanu Pinder. He looked like a man possessed last night.
Yeah, he did. And especially defensively, like we talked about how big the Tall Blacks are in that 4 and 5 position, and at times very dominant in that position. But Keanu getting 5 blocks was huge. His activity on the floor, and he's such a tweener, like he's a big guy, but he's got guard skills, and he made the most of it last night. And yeah, great to see him play. Obviously, we're kind of starved of KP highlights, being that he's in Japan now. So great to see him come back and put on the green and gold and do what he did.
Anybody else that stood out for you in Boomers uniform? You told me off air, go the Boomers. Absolutely love seeing them win last night. Anyone that stood out for you and anyone that's pushing for a spot in those World Cups. And we know that majority of the team is probably filled by NBA players, potentially players coming back. Obviously, Josh Giddey, we've got Dyson Daniels, Tyrese Proctor is getting up there at the moment. So those guard positions are probably going to be filled. Is there anyone that you think has really put their hand up?
Yeah, I guess a couple for me. Like, it's great to see Galloway do what he does. Like, he obviously had a great Asia Cup and led them to a gold medal there. And his NBL season hasn't gone exactly to plan, the trajectory that you expected. So when he puts on that green and gold and just gets after it and plays his game, it's been great to watch him. Like you said, maybe not a spot there for him when it comes to the big tournaments yet, but he definitely put his stamp on the game. But we can't look past Nick Kay as well, like he's been in it for so long, kind of gets overlooked. Everyone talks about he's not the flashiest guy, but when it comes down to it, he's a winner. And he makes so many winning plays that don't necessarily hit the stat sheet. So hopefully another round at the World Cup or the Olympics for Nick Kay as well.
Last one for me. Give me a little bit of an insight into Judd Flavell. Like, I think an impressive coach. He's come out, he's been excellent in these last two outings. He's got a lot of love on social media around how he's going about it. Can you give us some insight into him and if we should see him in a head coach role in the NBL?
Wow, yeah, good question. Great guy, great coach. Got a lot of time for him. Spent time with him at Southeast Melbourne. Lost to him a few times over here in the NZNBL. Lost to him when he was with the Breakers. So whenever we can get a win on Judd, I always make sure to tell him about it because he's such a winning coach and that's what he's all about. But I think it's his time. I think he's paid his dues as an assistant coach when it comes to the NBL for long enough. I think he definitely deserves a chance. And I thought a year or two ago in Brisbane that chance was going to come, but it didn't. Great to see him get the Tall Blacks job. I think he thoroughly deserves it and is doing a great job in that space. But to me, yeah, when there's a vacancy on offering NBL, that's where my brain goes to first and foremost is Judd Flavell. So I don't think it will be long now till he secures one of those roles.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in thinking that. As always, Cam Gliddon, great to sit down and break things down with you. We are going to break down New Zealand and give them their report card next on NBL Now. We'll speak to you shortly.